Welcome back, and thank you for joining us on the Live Unreal with Glover U podcast, where every week, Jeff Glover will dive deep into the questions that you are asking. He understands the challenges you're facing on a day-to-day basis because he still works every day on the front lines of real estate, with him and his team closing over 1,000 homes per year. On this episode, we will go over Step 9 in the Glover U sales system: lead, follow-up, and lead conversion. In this step, Jeff will teach you which leads you should be focusing your time on right now. Now, let's hear from Jeff Glover on Step 9 in the 20 steps of the Glover U sales system.
Skill number 9. This is one of my favorites. Lead follow-up and lead conversion. Those are two different things. Some people talk about lead conversion. Some people talk about lead follow-up. We're talking about both because those are two different things. Remember, the definition of lead follow-up is the frequency and methods in which we are reaching out. The frequency and methods in which we are reaching out to someone. Lead conversion is what we say and do to get them to take action. And when you begin to understand there's a difference between lead follow-up and lead conversion, you will see your conversion rates improve. I can't tell you through the years how many agents I've met that focus on speed to lead. Yeah, we're the fastest. We get the leads out within minutes. We call back within 30 seconds. We are the fastest. We are the fastest. Okay? Well, what are your agents saying when they get them on the line? Well, it doesn't matter. We're the first one, and every single data point says if you're the first, you're going to convert. No. That is lead follow-up. The frequency and the method in which you do that. The lead conversion is what is actually said and done to convince them to do something with you. So it's important when you're looking at lead follow-up and lead conversion, you define what your definition of a lead actually is. So I want you to write down the question, what is my definition of a lead? What is my definition of a lead? There's prospects, there's leads, there's appointments. Somehow, this fourth one has been created called nurtures. So we take our leads, we get this box of dirt, and we bury them, we water them, and they grow. Nurture. Listen, as long as our competitors continue to think that nurtures are going to turn into a lot of business, continue to do that. Because I'm okay with that. But if you're working with us and you're involved in what we're teaching, you have to define what is your definition of a lead and what is your follow-up plan to stay on top of that lead. Well, wait a minute. Why can't I do both? You can't do both because the bad leads always cloud the good leads. And when you have too many leads, the good leads get lost in the scuffle. I'll give you an example. How often do you do your lead follow-up? You call someone back at what you thought was a reasonable time, but maybe it's an hour late, maybe it's a day late, maybe it's 2 days late, and they've already signed with somebody. Has that happened to you ever? Say yes. Yes, that's happened to all of us. In most cases, it's because we're hanging on to too many leads and nurtures and opportunities. Instead, I only want to hang on to the ones that are going to do something now, or in 7 days, or in 14 days, or in 30 days. The longer I hang on to a lead means the more leads I have. And the longer that timeline is that I'm okay with hanging on to those leads, the less business I do. Did you guys hear that? If I make a decision that the definition of a lead is somebody who's going to transact business in the next 30 days, then I am only focusing on that group. Could be 20 people, could be 30 people, could be 40 people. And I'm calling, and I'm texting, and I'm emailing, and I'm staying in front of them. But if I continue to hang on to every single lead that falls in my lap and nurture them, then I'm missing out on all the people that are ready to do something right now. Because I guarantee you, all of us know somebody that's listing a home today or putting an offer on a property. And they're in your leads folder or file or database. But because we have so many of them, we don't know who they are or where they're at. So instead, I make the mental decision that I'm only keeping in front of me the hottest leads, the people that are going to do something right now. And for me, my rule was always, I had two folders. I had a 0 to 7 folder, and I had another folder that said 7 to 30. And for those of you that have been around me for a while, I carried those things everywhere. They were torn, they were tattered. Pretty much every 6-8 weeks I had to replace them because I didn't have a CRM. 0 to 7 was anyone that was going to do business in the next 7 days. 7 to 30 was anyone that's going to do business in 7 days to no more than 30. If I had someone in the 0 to 7 folder, I would probably reach out to them 2, 3, 4 times a day because I knew they were going to do something with someone at some point. 7 to 30 was a week out, 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out. I'd probably reach out to them every 2, 3, 4 days. A little bit less urgency. But because I kept my definition short, it increased my focus and my awareness on the ones that wanted to do something now. Versus spreading it out to water all these other seeds that are going to, by the way, those people are going to buy or sell at some point. But the time you're going to spend with that group versus the time I'm going to spend on the people that are going to do something in the next week or two, you're going to miss out on the now business. So we follow a simple formula. We call it the 3 by 3 by 3 formula when it comes to lead follow-up. Very simple. There's no science behind this. It works for us. So I guess I can say it's proven for us. 3 by 3 by 3. On a sheet of paper, I want you to write the number 3, and next to that, put a dash. And I want you to write down 3 phone calls. Below that, I want you to write a 3 and put below that texts and emails. Texts and emails. Just write it down. I'll explain where I'm going with this. So we got 3 phone calls, 3 texts and emails. The third 3 is within 3 days. 3-days. And what's my number one goal while I'm following this formula? To determine their motivation. Bless you. To determine their motivation. So then I can determine my follow-up plan. So I have 3 calls, of course, different times a day. So a lead comes in, or I generate a lead on Tuesday at 3 p.m., let's just say. All right, I'm going to follow up with that lead on Wednesday at 9 a.m. or Tuesday evening, Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon via phone call. I'm going to do a combination of texts and emails to that lead at different times of the day as well, but no more than 3 within 3 days. So it might be a phone call and then a text, and then a little time go by. Next morning I send an email, a little time goes by. I follow up with a phone call at lunchtime, a little time goes by, I send another text. I do this within a 3-day span. It's not overwhelming. It's not like so aggressive that everyone's telling me to get lost. This is a formula that's been working for us, with the goal to determine their motivation so we know what to do from there, which is either set an appointment or toss them in the trash can, aka CRM.
Thank you for taking your time to join Jeff today on the Live Unreal with Glover U podcast. To take the real estate self-assessment that begins the Glover U Sell system and have a member of Glover U get on a call with you to create an action plan to improve your score, go to www.gloveru.com/self. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe. Search for Live Unreal with Glover U on iTunes or Podbean and subscribe today. Until next time, remember, when you begin to understand that there is a difference between lead follow-up and lead conversion, you will see your conversion rates improve.